Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking to Ravens all day, every day. With your host, Justin P., and my two MVP million dollar co hosts, Miss Shannon Fitch and Super Dave, the mailman, aka David Woods. This is episode 118 for the YouTube version, the audio version, season 6, episode 2. All the links are right there below, in the description where you just, listen to the audio version. Also, myself, Dave and Shannon, social media platforms. We missed y'all. Shannon had been busy. Dave been on vacation, so I've been a little busy. So we're back though. We're back. Football is
Mhm.
officially back next week. We got two segments since we missed y'all, so we gave y'all a treat. Put two segments in one show.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let Shannon start off with the first segment, then Dave gonna take us home with the last one. So floor is yours, boys.
Okay. So we're just gonna start off with a little bit of somber news that we all had to deal with in Raven Nation and Texans fans too. I'm sure everybody who got to experience Jacoby Jones, we know that he passed away. Um, and so what I wanted to start the show off with this week is just asking you guys, what was your fondest memories of Jacoby Jones as a Raven? Dave, you want to start?
Yeah, it was a cold day in Denver, Colorado. The date was January 12th, 2013. The Baltimore Ravens were playing the Denver Broncos. The Broncos, led by Peyton Manning, are the hottest team in the NFL, riding an 11-game winning streak and are heavily favored at a home game at Mile High Stadium. It's the fourth quarter. The Ravens are down 35-28, 43 seconds left on the clock. Joe Flacco slides out of the pocket and throws a rocket down the right sideline. The invincible, untouchable Jacoby Jones. He's open, caught into the end zone, touchdown. Jacoby Jones, 70 yards. Raheem Morgan smoked like Dutch Masters, tied the game at 35. Rookie kicker Justin Tucker will kick the game-winning 47-yard field goal in double overtime to send the Ravens to the Super Bowl to play the San Francisco 49ers.
AFC
One of
champion.
NFL's greatest games, 2012 AFC divisional playoff. Then, after that, 109-yard touchdown return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's only the longest play in NFL history. And a
Mhm.
56-yard catch in the Super Bowl where he caught it, went down, got back up, juked the corner off the screen, turns on the juice, touchdown, and then he's going to dance because you know when Jacoby Jones scores, it's showtime. So rest in peace, Jacoby Jones.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go a little different because I knew that was gonna be the main ones that was gonna be picked. I'm gonna go with first one, the touchdown against Philadelphia. We lost that game. He beat Namdi Asawa, one of the best corners in the league at that time. Straight smoked him on the sideline for like a 40-yard touchdown. They did a dance. The second one, the kick return against the Cowboys. That game went back and forth. Remember, Rayhead got hurt. Dallas was driving. Romo and Dez was hot. Jacoby
Mhm.
Jones
Yeah.
got momentum back with that big 100-some-yard kickoff return. He broke it back. So yeah, that was big and it was needed. And then the other one is the punt return against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. We won that game, I think 13-10, slugfest. Neither team can do nothing. They punted the ball. It was our only offensive touchdown too. Jacoby cut back, boom, to the house.
Mhm.
Right.
James hit a bowl, do a good block, boom. And the last one, it's always be the funniest one that it's going to be forever talked about. Mike Tomlin over there getting a little footsie on the sideline. It would have been another kick return, slowed my man up, and he jumped back like he was in Thriller.
Uh,
So rest in peace, Dragonfly Jump.
yeah.
um, for me, I first want to say it was his personality. I feel like when he came to the Ravens, it was just the spice that we needed. With all his dance moves, the jokes, the way that he act, like what he brought to the locker room, his speed on the other side of Tory, it was just something that we needed. With the way that Joe Flacco liked to play at that time, he was a character, and I really enjoyed him. And not to repeat any of the things that you guys said, the snow game against the Vikings.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
that was just a wild game, and he was a part of it. It was a back and forth situation. You know, he had a touchdown in that game, kick return touchdown in that game, and it was awesome. So we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to Jacoby and his family. He will definitely be missed. You know, we loved him in Baltimore. Like, we hated to see him go when he had to go, but we definitely loved him while he was here.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
That was,
so
hold
the
on, my bad. I
next,
said, yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying he just like you just said, he just brought another dimension to the team. You know, like he was having fun. Like he brought like a fun to the team. You know, like he's all business, all tough guys. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, let's go hit him in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He probably be like, let's hit him in the mouth and then laugh at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So my next question for you guys is: do you think that we'll see a different level of leadership from Lamar Jackson this year in 2024? Dave?
Yes. In second season in this Todd Monken offense, he already knows the plays coming off his second MVP and that heartbreaking loss at home when we lost to the refs. I mean, the Chiefs. Lamar is all business and ready to take high expectations to unimaginable new heights this season.
And what about you, Justin? What do you think?
I believe so because he know he always got a silence critics no matter what. That's probably gonna be to the day he hangs up his cleats. So it's just no matter what. Like it's just people just will always be critical of him. So he knows it's never winning the Super Bowl might not even be enough because they could say, hey, you only won one. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He won two, he won three. Brady got this many. Peyton Manning got this many. Trent Dilfer got one. So he always gonna have a chip on the shoulder, which is good because now he can't replace it. But I believe so. I believe he's going to take another notch up in leadership because he know, man, we go as far as he's going to take us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say if they do say, well, you only got one, they said to Aaron Rodgers, right? So he wouldn't be the first person to be a multiple time MVP and with one Super Bowl, and to be talked about in that manner. But I also think that we'll see a different level of leadership from Lamar this year. First of all, well, at first I thought that he came to training camp earlier than it was expected, but then I heard them say on the radio that quarterbacks have to report when a rookie's report or something like that. So it really wasn't a him coming early thing. I guess that was when he was supposed to come. I'm a little disappointed that he hasn't been able to practice this week because he's sick. I don't know what the condition is. They aren't really saying. I hope it's not anything, life threatening. And I hope that he can be out on the field soon because we need him. But as far as his leadership, I do think we'll see a different level of leadership from him. I think Lamar knows what's at stake, for everybody, for himself, and for everybody around him. I think that another year with Todd Monken and what he wants to do and being, I feel like it will be, but I wish that we would have been able to get more out of this first week of training camp, so I can feel comfortable enough to say, like, yes, I think we're going to see a different level, like, and feel confident about saying it. So right now I'll say yes, but just reserving a little bit to see how the rest of this plays out because, like I said, we've been without him all week long, and that's not a way that we would like. I don't want to start off camp that way at all, especially when you got Zay Flowers saying that he wants to work on a deep ball and Bateman saying that he wants to build chemistry with Lamar. You can't do either if Lamar's not on the field. But overall, yes, I think that we'll see a different level of leadership from him this year.
He just came back to practice today, actually.
Well, I saw that he didn't practice today. He came back yesterday. He practiced for like an hour, and then he wasn't there today. So whatever. We'll
Oh,
see. Hopefully next week is a better week for him. But we had asked this question the last time we had a show whether or not we thought the Ravens would make a sign a veteran before training camp, and I actually said no. I didn't think they were going to do anything like that before actually having the team come together. But they did. So, Dave, what do you think about the Ravens signing Eddie Jones, safety Eddie Jones? What do you think about that?
Eddie Jackson, Sam.
I'm sorry, Eddie Jackson.
okay. This is a perfect fit. This guy's a playmaker, two-time Pro Bowler with the Bears, was playing at a high level last season, but he had just dealt with injuries the last 2 seasons. And then he lost his spot to Jaquan Brisker, The young rookie, he emerged down the stretch when Eddie Jackson was hurt. Eric DeCosta does it again. I mean, Eddie Jackson, welcome to Baltimore. This is perfect. I thought this was a move that we needed to make a while ago. Just break, because there's still a lot of good safeties out there, because we never really replaced Geno Stone with a legit, guy. We're trying to, rookies and undrafted free agents, but this is a perfect signing. So I actually kind of think this is an upgrade from Geno Stone, even though Geno Stone played well.
And what do you think, Justin?
Then I tell you, Shannon, I said a move has been made. I mean, I didn't narrow it down to one position, but then I say the safety, O line, receiver, edge rusher, because it's like you can't only if you try to win the Super Bowl, you gotta have some more proven guys in those key positions. And I knew they wasn't just gonna rest their laurels on just the drafted guys. No, yeah, no, that's when's it gonna work. He fit in perfect because, like I said, he's a ball hawk. It's like Geno Stone. He's proven. Like Dave said, he got a little banged up in Chicago, so they let him walk. Money reasons. Jaquan Brisker, say that at Penn State started playing better, and then Roquan Smith banged on the table for this. They played together for 4 years in Chicago. So yeah, and he got
Mm-hmm.
somebody that he's real familiar with that's going to show him the ropes. So it's a perfect fit. And like I said, he's eager. He feel like he got something to he got something to prove. So
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's gonna be a great fit.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like we talked about wanting Simmons, when we were talking about guys we would want, but I think it came down to probably money as to why they didn't go that route. And we saw
Right.
how much they pay Eddie, and it's like it's the Ravens way, you know what I mean? So I'm not mad about that. And to know that he played with Marlon Humphrey and Derrick Henry at Alabama, he played with Roquan in Chicago. I mean, and Roquan, like you said, he beat on the table for him to come. I think that makes the transition easier. It also allows for Cal Hamilton to still be the guy that we've allowed him to be since like how he played last year, like to be all over the field and not just stuck in a secondary back there. I think it's a great signing. I mean, I think it's just what we needed, and like you guys said, it replaces Geno Stone, something that a lot of fans were worried about. So I think a lot of the questions have been answered in the secondary at this point. So I liked it.
Yeah.
All right. And so now this one, I don't know because it seems like the 49ers aren't really going to budge on this, but do you think that the Ravens should be interested in trading for Brandon Aiyuk, Dave?
I'm gonna say no. Brandon Aiyuk is currently holding out. He's not going to play unless he has a new contract. When Brandon Aiyuk gets a new contract, it's going to be in the ballpark of 25 to 30 million a season. The Ravens can't afford 25, 30 million a season. We just lost a load of free agents because we couldn't afford to pay them. So there's no way we can afford to pay Brandon Aiyuk. It's not going to happen.
What do you think, Justin? Should we be in on it?
From a talent perspective, absolutely. But like Dave said, if we had an uncapped year, this would have been a perfect move for us to strike. But unfortunately, the collective bargaining ain't worked that way. So unfortunately, we can't afford that. Like you just said, we can't afford that. Like
Hmm.
that's not our mo to overpay, especially receivers. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, that we definitely gonna have to pass. Cause Dave said, he's gonna get a big payday. And then I'm here in Washington is trying to get him. Him and Jaden Daniels went to this. They real cool in
Hmm.
state. So yeah, I'm about because of the finances, it's unfortunate we won't be able to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It really doesn't make sense to try to trade for him because you're going to have to give something up to get him, whether it's draft capital or a player or two. And outside of that, we have our own guys that we need to take care of, even after this season. Kyle Hamilton, you'll be able to sign him to an extension after he plays this season. Zay Flowers will be due for a contract at some point as well. So you got to kind of always think about the future. Tyler Linderbaum, like it's guys on our team that we know are going to come up and need money. And then keeping in mind, we're paying guys big money at this point too. So really doesn't make sense to make that trade or even to get in on that to me. Now, I don't want him to go to the Steelers, but but I don't think that the Ravens should be interested in trying to trade for him right now.
Yeah, only because of the money. Because look, I can see people now in the comments. Only because of the money. People, like I said, from a talent aspect, we would definitely like him. But like I said, unfortunately, it's this thing called salary cap.
Yeah. All right, so we have a couple of guys that were placed on a pup list to start training camp. Keaton Mitchell, which we all expected. I didn't know TJ Tampa was dealing with anything, so he's on a pup list as well. And
Okay,
Adisa Isaac was placed on a non-football injury list. I
saw
don't know
that.
if anybody else has been placed on it since we came up with these topics, but what do you guys think about that? Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
Keaton Mitchell, I expected this. It's going to be a while before we see him recovering from that knee injury. TJ Tampa, one of our talented fourth round picks, is buried on our depth chart anyway. He's probably our fifth or sixth corner right now. But Adisa Isaac, I hope everything is okay with him. Our third round pick, we are really going to need him. This guy's explosive as dynamite coming off the edge. He's a key player for the Ravens to help replace Jadeveon Clowney, who we lost to free agency. So I really hope that he returns soon at least before the preseason starts. Because I really think this kid has like Matt Judon type of upside. This guy's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the one I really want to see is Isaac, TJ Tampa. He's probably riding pine doing special teams anyway, and Keith Mitchell. I think it's gonna be at least week 8 before we see him.
And what do you think about that, Justin?
My sentiments are exact the same. Like Keith Mitchell's no surprise. Like we all know, he got hurt a week before Christmas, so he's at the earliest, like they said, week 8, week 9, week 10. Lisa Isaac, yeah, that's because we already thin at pass rusher with a lot of unproven guys who just can't stay healthy. Now your rookie in third round is on the injury report, so now your only healthy guys are right now was Owe, Cal Van Noy, Tavius Robinson, Malik Ham, and David.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 2 out of the 5 right now you can really trust to stay healthy. The other 3 is a question mark. So I really do hope we make that Judon trade because right now this edge rush is department's the weakest area of the team, in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So far as anybody else been in TJ Tampa, he'll get his chance to play sooner or later. So right now, him being hurt is not gonna hurt us because like they said, we got guys in front of him, Marlon, Nate, Brandon Stevens, Arthur Millette, you know, Trayvon Marlon, Kadar Harmon. So he can take his time to help. We don't gotta rush him back. He's more so gonna be a contributor, like Dave said, special teams. He'll play some, but not a whole lot. Maybe play a little bit safety. But he's basically gonna be stashed away for next year if we can't resign Brandon Stevens. Because Stevens have another season, like yeah, he might price himself out of here. So. But
Mm-hmm.
overall injuries and of course, Lamar, his sickness. But other than that, that's about it for us. What I saw, everything you just reported. So.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too. Keaton Mitchell, we didn't expect to see him. We even said maybe even January playoff time if he did, just based off of when he got hurt and what he is. Like, I'm not expecting to see him in no time soon. TJ, I was a little disappointed to hear that only because he was one of the guys that we talked about looking forward to seeing in camp and preseason. So I do hope he'll be okay. Also a little disappointed about Isaac because we've talked about our pass rush. We want it to be, if not better, almost like it was last year. And when you're losing guys and somebody who you hope could compete, for a rotational spot, it's a little disappointing. But like Dave, like you said, he kind of reminds you of Judon, or he could be Judon. And Justin, you said, maybe we can make that Judon trade. That's how I feel. I mean, I've been standing on the table, banging, talking to my Patriots fans, friends that I know, saying, "Let's make a trade," as if I'm the GM. But I would love to get Judon back. I would. I mean, with what the Patriots have going on right now, they're going with a young wave, and I'm not mad at that. They've paid a lot of their guys, and they haven't paid Judon. And I know that he wants to get paid, and I don't know that it's something that the Ravens can do, bringing him in immediately to pay him. But I do think that if he was to come back home, he could be an asset immediately. I loved him when he was here. It's just that at the time and what he was asking for and the production at that point, it wasn't there. But like we've seen with a lot of other pass rushers, when they go elsewhere, they have all of the success that they didn't have here, and it kind of makes you wonder, was it the system or not? And now we have a different defensive coordinator again. So it could be different for Judon, and we're not really asking him to do a whole lot. Like I said, he would come in and fill that Clowney role, and I think he could be great at that. So hopefully something can get done where he can come back. If not, but for the season, at least by the trade deadline. So I do think that he could be helpful to us.
Yep, I agree. Well said, Shannon. That was
All
it
right,
for the
Dave.
segment. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good. It's Dave's turn now. That was all my topics.
Oh, yes. Great job.
Okay,
Segment
yeah.
one.
Let me.
Part two for Dave.
Uh,
Go ahead.
all right, so y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready for this one? This one right here is thick right here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Are the 2024 Ravens better than the 2023 Ravens? What you got for me, Justin?
No. No. As of right now, no. Like that team was 13 a couple all pros. Like I said, that can change. That can change on it. But as of right now, how the roster constructed, I'm gonna have to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What you got for me, Shannon? What you think?
It's tough to say. We haven't really seen him do anything yet. Like Justin said, like on paper, I would just say no, because we know what last year ended up being. Doesn't mean that these guys can't still be competitive and be competing and contending for a Super Bowl. But when you talk about better than, you're comparing rosters. You know what I mean? Like, and it just it puts me in a mindset of like 2011 and 2012. I feel like 2011 was a better team, but 2012 won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say yes, but just on paper right now, I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, I'm going against y'all, man. Like Tupac said, me against the world. 2 words, Derrick Henry.
That's one
We,
player. I knew you was gonna
hold on.
say that. Knew you was
That's
gonna say
all good. Hold on. I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet. Because we are better. Future Hall of Famer running back. 1,167 yards, 12 touchdowns last season, running behind an offensive line that was Swiss cheese because there was holes everywhere. And I'm not talking about holes for Derrick Henry to run in, but for the defense to rip through the line and lower the boom on poor Derrick Henry. That one move put us over the top. We blew 3 leads in the fourth quarter last season because we couldn't run the clock out and control the game at the end. As for all the other players that we lost in free agency, we had an excellent draft. Lamar Jackson in his second season had Todd Monken offense. I mean, the he was the MVP and with the first year in that offense. So coming back was more familiar, being familiar with the plays, and with Derrick Henry next to it, everything else is pretty much replaceable. You still got the number one defense. Everybody you lost on defense, you pretty much replaced except for Clowney. You locked up Justin Matabike. He got his $98 million extension. You got playmakers all over the secondary. You lost Ronald Darby, you replaced him with Wiggins. And I like Arthur Millette. Arthur Millette coming back, I think he's gonna be even better than last year. He played pretty well. This team has a nice mix of rookies, veterans, and superstars. I think 2024 is going to be better. And the Eddie Jackson for Geno Stone, like Eddie Jackson was a 2-time Pro Bowler, and he's hungry. He's going to come in here, and I think he's going to come back and play at a Pro Bowl level. The thing is, can he stay healthy? That's his only thing. So I mean, I think this team is better at overall. The only one that I think that we haven't replaced right is Clowney. We got a new offensive line, but I like these replacements. I think Rosengard's an upgrade over Morgan Moses in that right tackle. Morgan Moses gave up 9 sacks. So I think that young guy's going to play. He did a really good job blocking for Penix. So I think our team is better this year.
David, quick question. He Roger Rosengarten played the snap of NFL football yet?
What that mean?
That means everything. You be going on projection. That means everything, dude. You're just projecting.
Last
Yeah,
year when David
has
Ojabo, you said last year David Ojabo was getting 10 sacks last year. Come
helped me
on,
to
man.
that's not my fault. I can't predict. But my thing is, these guys ain't
Okay.
played football yet. So as of right now, it's nowhere in the world you can say the roster. But besides two running back, it's the only position we upgraded in. That's everything else we lost. We got worse at.
All
Clear as
right,
day.
well, that's
Clear,
cool. Yeah, we can agree to
clear as day.
disagree. It's all good.
That's a
So,
fact. But you're entitled to your opinion. But go ahead, proceed.
all right. So, it's all good. All right. Ravens finished 13-4 last season. What do you think the Ravens record will be this season? What you think, Justin?
Probably 12-5.
Okay.
12-5, maybe 13-4 again, but 12-5. See 12-5.
Okay. What you think, Shannon?
I was going to say 12-5 as well. We got I'm not going to say the beginning of our season is tough, but it can be tough depending on how the other teams play. It won't be easy. I'll put it that way. So we
All
can
right.
start like how we start the season off is going to make or break the rest of the season. But yeah, I can see us going 12-5.
Okay. Well, look, 13-4 last season. I'm going to double down and match that. I think we'll do 13-4 again this season. And I still think we'll repeat as AFC North champs. We have the toughest schedule in the league, but we have the toughest division in the league. Cleveland is better. Deshaun Watson is back. Cincinnati is better. They had a good draft as well. Geno Stone's going to help their secondary because that was the worst part of their team. Joe Burrow is back, and he's going to be mad. He just dyed his hair bright yellow.
And he threw 4 straight picks in practice after that pick. Proceed.
I saw that. I saw that today.
That's his practice. It's still July. Pittsburgh is better. They load up they had loaded up in the draft as well. Patrick Queen is now the villain. Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, pick one. Either upgrades the quarterback spot, and Arthur Smith upgrades that offensive coordinator spot majorly.
Yeah.
It's going to be some tough games, but the Ravens are ready. They ready for anything. I just think 13-4, AFC North champs. I think that's what I think. I think we'll just repeat what we did last season.
Okay.
All right, y'all. The next one, y'all ready? Can
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson win his third MVP this season? What you got for me, Justin?
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, of course. Like you got Derrick Henry now. Like I said, if the offensive line can hold up, and if Bateman can, finally stay completely healthy, they get on the same page and all that, whatever. Yeah, for sure. I don't see why not. Because like I say, he's only gonna get better in the offense. So I can say, yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible for sure.
Yeah. All right. What you think, Shannon?
Um, well, for one, like for me, I wasn't one who thought that Lamar was MVP last year. I felt like I felt like because the guys who were in the conversation was so disappointing towards the end of the season, I feel like Lamar basically won it in the last 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, he did.
And most times, that's not what you're judging an MVP off of. So can he win his third? Sure. Yeah, he can because he won his second last year. And like I said, to me, I wasn't one to believe that he should have won last year. But I just want to get away from like I don't think Lamar went out to say I want to be MVP. Like he made it clear what he wanted last season. So I don't think he's going to go out there with the intentions of this year trying to do certain things to be MVP. It's just tough to say no when you see what happened last year. So yeah, it's a possibility he can win his third, but it's not saying much when you consider like how or why he won it last year. And it's not a knock against Lamar. It's more or less, it says more about the guys like Dak and Purdy and Tua because those were the guys who were in the conversation of being MVP who basically lost it in the end. And Lamar, we played against all of those quarterbacks. Well, not Dak,
Yeah,
but
but,
we
yeah.
we played
All
against
the rest
Tua and yeah, we played against Tua and Purdy, and we
And
beat
don't forget
him.
Matt Stafford had his name in the hat to that game against us. Then he fell out the race.
See, I
I
didn't
mean,
even know
I
he
mean
was there.
Jared Goff. My bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it
Oh
is what
yeah.
it is. I mean, it's like whatever. Yeah, they can. He can win it, but I don't. I don't think he's going to go into the season like I want my third MVP. Because winning the third MVP, honestly, it puts you in a different conversation. If you think that people are on your neck right now about not having a Super Bowl, they're definitely going to be on your neck if you win your third MVP and don't win, don't even make a Super Bowl. So yeah, it's a possibility he could, but that's not saying much.
They're gonna call him the Black Peyton Man. I already know what they're gonna say. It's already like if that happens,
Yeah,
Shannon, you know, like I know it's waiting in the hot iron. They're gonna call him the Black Peyton Man.
yeah. But as somebody who's a Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers fan, and a lot of people like to defend Lamar Jackson, y'all got to take it for what it is. Because if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You know
I'm
what
gonna
I
say
mean?
this.
And those two are Hall of Fame quarterbacks too. So if we going to dog them out, Lamar gonna get the same type of energy, whether he's the for the culture like everybody like to say or not. Like they don't give you no pass if those two don't get a pass.
Um, that's true in a sense, but this is my thing. Tom Brady kind of like made people change their argument. 'Cause remember, you won one Super Bowl. That was like, oh shit, yeah. He kind
Hmm.
that him being the anomaly he is kind of made everybody change their way of thinking. And like I said, that's a once in a lifetime. The Mahomes is probably going to probably get close to him. I don't think he'll get 7. He might can get 4, maybe 5, depending on if they keep that team together. But you know, it's just certain quarterbacks that come along every so often that make you be like, oh shit, damn, you gotta win more, you gotta win multiple. And that shit is hard. We all know how real football fan know that shit is hard as
Yeah,
because you're in a salary cap
definitely.
era. Like Joe Montana, they did all that because they had that team together for 12 years and same coaches. You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
moving like it was. Same with Bradshaw. Now in the salary cap era, that shit is fucking hard. You
And
gotta.
and and when you talk about salary cap, you got to remember Tom Brady also took discounts. A
That's
lot of these guys are not
he
taking
took he took
discounts.
the word right out my mouth. He made a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, a lot of guys ain't doing that. So it's like, it is what it is. Like I said, I like Lamar. I want him to do well, but I just want people to stop acting like he's some sort of victim. Like a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks get talked about in a particular manner when they
For
don't
sure.
have a Super Bowl.
For sure. I think that I'm gonna say this. I mean, you already done boogied on this a little bit. So not boogie. You know, we already talked about it. We already came to an agreement. The reason why he gets like somewhat protected because he was told to play a whole nother position. So that's why people would like kind of like come to his aid a little bit. Like he like even Vic didn't even get told that he ran a 4.2. So it was like they basically told that kid, you have no shot at all to play quarterback. You might as well go play slot. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it hits a little different. But I do agree with you saying
Hmm.
in retrospect.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
Right. I think the only competition that he's really going to have is Patrick Mahomes because, they upgraded their receivers. But I still think Lamar Jackson is going to get his third MVP. Like we just said, second year in the offense. I think, and I'm going to go bold. If you like last year, I'm going to think that the 2024 season will be Lamar Jackson's best season. Calling it right now. I see video game numbers in Lamar Jackson's future. He had 3,678 yards passing last season. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson hits 4,000 this year. He had 24 touchdowns last season. I think he's going to have 34 touchdowns this year through the air. He had 821 yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground last year. I think he'll hit 906 touchdowns.
That,
And I
that,
think, Lamar, he lost 10 pounds. So I think Lamar Jackson is going to break a few big runs. He's going to have a couple 40, 50-yard runs this year. Because think about another thing you got to account for. You got to account for Derrick Henry. So all the people in the box watching Lamar, they got to think about that now. Like, hold up, I can't. Who am I going to stop? So I think it's third MVP, $3, $4. I think it's lights, camera, action, Jackson. We're going to get it again.
I'm gonna
So
say this. You go to your next topic, Dave. He's not gonna get 900. Get Todd Monken already said he's not trying to have him over 600 yards because he want Derrick Henry to get majority of that. So
no doubt. Well, we'll
And I
see.
would also say, CJ Stroud is probably also going to be in that conversation. His
Oh,
wide receiver group was also upgraded as well.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and as far as the passing yards and passing touchdowns, I mean, we want to act like training camp workouts and all this stuff don't matter, but Lamar gotta be there. Like this is where you build that chemistry with guys. Like you gotta be there to put that work in. So I would love for him to break all type of records passing the ball, but if you're not working out with your guys, or because you sick, like I'm not even bragging on him right now. Whatever wrong with him is wrong with him.
I was waiting for you to say
Yeah,
it. I was waiting
it's,
for you to say it. Like, yeah.
he's sick. Okay, whatever. He's sick.
Like he
But
said, I was playing PlayStation. Everybody working out. Yeah. So, but I get what you're saying. You're right. The timing got to get put in for practice for
yeah,
sure.
right. Because that's what you gonna do. What you gonna do if Bateman don't have a good year? Y'all not gonna be thinking about Lamar wasn't there first
I'm
week
gonna
of
say
training
trade
camp.
is.
Y'all
I'm
gonna
gonna say
be on
trade. I'm gonna
Bateman
say trade
ass.
is. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say trade is by man. I'm gonna straight
That's
say it.
my point, and that's my point. It's unfair to him. He can't even get the work in with the guy because the guy's sick. Like, come on now.
You know me said I'm gonna stand on 10 toes. I hope he proved me wrong because I like him.
And that's what's unfair about it. Like,
I defended
Lamar.
him so much. I'm talking Rashad Bateman here. I'm like, yo, he gonna be all right. Next day, 400. I'm like, bro.
Right.
But hopefully this year he needs to get 700. But go ahead, Dave. Come on, let's roll so I can catch smack now.
All right. Is Marlon Humphrey declining, or do you still think he's a Pro Bowl caliber corner? What you think, Justin?
Everybody's gonna decline because that's his father time, and he did have an injury, but he's definitely still a top 10, top 5 corner for sure. For sure. Like I said, when he's really healthy, he one of the best in the league. So you like I said, you're going to decline by default because that's just father nature, unless you just know something that everybody else don't know. But he's still one of the better corners in the league.
Okay. What you think, Shan?
Yeah, I don't think he's declining. I mean, the man is 28 years old. Before last year, I think the season before last year, he didn't give up any touchdowns. He was hurt last year. So you gotta just like we can excuse certain people for being sick, you can excuse somebody for having injuries. I mean, he said himself every time he came back, he would hurt something else. The man is 28 years old. Lamar is 27. Like Marlon Humphrey is a part of our young core that we have that we've been trying to build around. So no, he's not declining. And can he be a Pro Bowl caliber? Yes, but doesn't mean he's going to make the Pro Bowl. Maybe not, because we know that the Pro Bowl is like a popularity contest. You know what I mean? You don't the guys that you think. I don't know if you guys watch the Receivers show on Netflix, but
Yeah, I
some
was
guys you think,
watching it. Yeah, last week.
yeah,
Yeah,
like some guys you think should be or could be Pro Bowl caliber players, they aren't. But then you might be All Pro. You know what I mean? So
people
that
forget
wouldn't.
Marlo nickname. I know they all pro Marlo. Like he gonna. I think he
No, no,
gonna
yeah.
get back to
Yeah.
that.
So, and everybody is saying good things about how he looks so far in camp. So, yeah, he's not declining. I mean, like Justin said, naturally everybody will, but he's 28 years old. He had some injuries last year. I still trust him. And he's willing to go in the slot. He even said he's willing to play safety at some point if he needs to. So he knows what it is. He knows what's to come at some point. But right now, he's fine.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm also going to say no. I still think he is still a proud Pro Bowl corner. Only that I can't even talk. Pro Bowl caliber corner as well. He played well last season on a surgically repaired foot, so I really don't think he was fully healthy last season. He missed a lot of games, like we just said, but in the games that he played pretty well. He's a starting corner on the best defense in the league. So I think Marlon Humphrey is going to have a bounce back season this season.
Hmm.
All right, on to the next one, man. Y'all ready for this one? We've been talking
Hmm.
about him a little bit already. Will Derrick Henry rush for 1,200 yards this season? What you got for me, Justin?
Easy, easy. I give him 1,500. Easy. That's not even 100 yards.
Mm,
Like 78, 75 yards a game. Easy. Because Todd Monken said that if Derrick Henry don't get at least 25 carries a game, he'll put in his he'll put in his resignation himself. So yeah, and he
right.
said it like no bullshit behind it. So he know like yeah, you got a horse like him, you got to feed him. So yeah,
Hmm.
he's gonna get at least 1,500 easy. That's yeah.
No doubt. What you think, Shan?
Yeah, I think he'll have more. I mean, even when you look at last year, which people considered to be an off year for him, he had close to 1,200. And I think he can have more because I think he's going to be featured. So I don't know if I'll say 1,500. That wouldn't surprise me if he did. I mean, the guy's a beast. But I'll say about between 13, 14.
right? Yeah, he's definitely getting 1,200 easy. I had 1,350. Like I just said earlier, 1,167 yards behind that trash offensive line. Our offensive line plus Lamar Jackson next to him. You can cash that check at the bank. So yeah, that's
Hmm.
yeah. Well, we already know. All right, y'all ready for the next one? Ravens
Hmm.
had 60 sacks last season. Will they get 60 again this season? What you got for me, Justin?
Hell no. I'm just being completely honest. Hell no. We'll probably be lucky to get like 45, 48, like something like that, but not 69. Because Metabike production going to go down just because now teams are going to double and triple. I still think he'll have like 8, 10 sacks. But him having 14, 15 sacks now, because now he's going to be the focal point now in pass protections and schemes now. So yeah, it's definitely going to decline a little bit. And like I said, the clown is gone. That's 10 sacks right there. So Adisa Isaac, we got to see. But as of right now, I say we're going to at least be like a 45, 50 sack.
Okay, 45, 50. What you got for me, Shannon?
I actually was going to say the same thing. I don't think we're going to get 60. And I said about between 45 and 50 as well.
Okay. I think they're going to just miss it. I think 55. Still good pass rushers, but I think the loss of Jadeveon Clowney, I think we'll definitely miss it because the main reason I'm saying is because we upgraded that secondary. Like I
I'm gonna
said,
say if
we,
Shannon probably if this was to happen, we get Judon, then yeah, I could see 60. If we play what we got now, 45, 50.
Hmm.
yeah, but like I said, that what we got, that Eddie Jackson pickup, receivers are going to be locked down. So, I think it's just from the secondary is going to help the pass rush. So yeah. All right, so I think they'll just 55. All right, on to the next one. Will Zay Flowers get his first 1,000 yard season this season? What you got for me, Justin?
Fuck yeah, yeah, 985 as a rookie, and like I say, could have had easy 1,000. Like, but a couple games he had got fizzled out or whatever because we was trying to force it.
Hmm.
So, yes, that's man. What that's the yeah. That's it. Might waste no time in that. Fuck yeah, he gonna get 1,000 yards probably about week 11.
Okay. All right. What you got for me, Shannon?
I agree. I mean, his chemistry with Lamar was unmatched. We saw it as a rookie, and I think that having Derrick Henry should open up a lot of things in the passing game. A lot of those guys should eat. If if Lamar can see them and get the ball to them, and if they can get open and things like that, I don't see why he can't. I mean, he wasn't that far off as a rookie, and we didn't have the best numbers in that department. Period. Losing some of our top guys, well, particularly not having Mark Andrews. But I think if everybody's out there and they're healthy, and if they play the way that I think that we can play, like we've talked about guys that's on the roster right now that could be a good 11 to put out there at one time. Everybody could be open. I mean, if you decided to double this guy's going to be open. Like it shouldn't be no reason why these guys shouldn't eat. Just catch the goddamn ball. So absolutely, I think that we could see him get 1,000 yards this year.
Well said, y'all. And I'm agree with y'all. I definitely think he's going to get that. I mean, Zay Flowers is the best rookie receiver the Ravens have ever had. 77 catches, 858 yards in the regular season. That's great numbers for a rookie. So second year and coming into the season as the number one, he's going to break 1,000. I'm going to say Zay all the way. So yeah. All right. We're getting down close to the end. Y'all ready for one of the last ones? Is Kyle Hamilton the best safety in the game? What you think, Justin?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna say he's the second best safety. I'm gonna still go with Justin Simmons because of the body of work. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. He's top, definitely top two. But yeah, I just need one more season.
Hmm.
Okay. What you think, Shannon?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's the best. I do think he's in a conversation to be that. We'll probably see him be just because the last guy that gets paid is the highest guy to get paid. I think he'll probably be the highest paid safety this off season if we can get well next off season if we can get a deal done with him. I wouldn't say he's the best. Like I said, there's other guys out there. Like you said with Justin, you got to consider the body of work. I always think about that when I think about guys. But what I will say is that he's probably the most versatile safety. I mean, with the way the Ravens play him and use him, I mean, I don't know that it's as many. I mean, maybe not since like Troy Polamalu, where you see somebody that can play, so many different, so many different places on the field. Like, but he'll definitely be in that conversation. I think. I mean, like you could put him top two, three, four, five if you just want to be respectful. But best, I wouldn't give him that nod yet. But he's definitely not a scrub at all. But most versatile, absolutely.
Well said, Joe. Well said. I'm going to give him number two as well. I think Antoine Winfield Jr. has him by a little bit. I think Winfield is the best in the league. In man-to-man coverage, Winfield only allows 74 yards in coverage all season. That's the best in the league. So I'm going to give the edge to Winfield by a little bit. But Kyle Hamilton is a close second. This is the best safety we've had since Ed Reed. Kyle Hamilton had a superstar sophomore season. He had a top three finish in rush grade, 92.8. His coverage grade is great, 90.1. And he played great in our three safety package. He spent a lot of time defending receivers in the slot. He had a 16 quarterback pressures, which was fourth among safeties. There's a first time all pro first team All Pro, Pro Bowler. But you know what? I think by the end of the season, he'll be the best in the league.
But you do realize real quick, Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates both were rated higher than Antoine Winfield James. He's like, they both was out pro.
I seen a couple of lists where it was different. So I seen Jesse Bates was up there too. So there was a couple that had Winfield. There's a couple that had Bates. So it was kind of mix and match. So
That was the last time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was it.
Okay. Oh, great, great. Under an hour. Everyone. We'll let everybody say a little something, something. Then we'll wrap it up. Go ahead and start with you, Shannon.
All I want to say is I hope that whatever is wrong with Lamar's stomach is better next week because we definitely need Lamar out on the field with the rest of the guys.
Yes.
Um, but all jokes aside, I hope it's nothing serious. I don't want anything to be wrong with him. But just as a football fan, I do want the best for the Ravens. So I hope that he's okay and can get out there with the guys next week.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, no doubt. I just want to give a couple birthday shout outs real quick. I'm going to shout out Richard Brown, Yusef Williams, Lori Ned, Daisy Scott. Happy birthday, y'all. Kansas, my birthday is a couple weeks ago. So, Kansas, y'all get it in. It's our time. And I want to say congratulations to my cousin, Giselle Jean Marie, for graduating high school. She got a full ride going to Syracuse. So I'm real proud of you, Gigi. Love you. And I want to say happy retirement to my man Ed Langford. He retired from the post office a little while ago. I meant to shout about. So man, enjoy your retirement.
Oh man. I want to say is I agree with Shannon. Definitely. Lamar, get back. Hope you take care of your stuff. Stop eating out of certain places. Don't shake everybody's hand. What I mean, some people just gotta get them pound. But
Like maybe he need to get out of Florida in the off season. Some people don't want to leave their state. Maybe he need to leave his state
you're right,
because
because it's
when he come back here, he gets sick when he come back here.
yeah, because of that
Right.
warm weather and all that. Yeah, you get his immune system right. But football's back. Like I said, next week's the Hall of Fame game and the Ravens preseason game. I'm actually going to both of them. Uh, so yeah, like it's football's back. The long wait is over. I watch preseason. I know y'all two do like to see the rookies and the guys that's trying to make the team and the new additions. So it's still it's not it's meaningless as far as wins and losses, but it's meaningless as far as chemistry and seeing how depth is going to look, and that's for all 32 teams. So
Hmm.
everyone, thank y'all for joining us on this Friday edition. We'll be back next Thursday, our regular days. Like I said, we'll start doing 2 shows once the regular season gets here. I don't know what to say. Like, subscribe, share. All the platforms that we on, or right there in the description. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Trade. I know what that stands for. Talking Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host, Justin P, and my two MVP, $1 million co-hosts, Shannon Finch and Super Dave, the mailman, aka David Woods. See y'all next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Love y'all guys, and we all out.
Good night, guys.
Peace.